welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, as you'll see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today. As we are relaxing as per usual. You might be like, hey Dear Darling, what's the latest update? How is it going with your phone? The answer is, I don't know. They haven't responded to me. The sale ends today. They've neither responded because, if you don't know the context, like, this is an ongoing, it's not really drama, I suppose, but the ongoing saga, I suppose. But good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow at 7:34 PM on Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. If you don't know, the TLDR, I ordered a new phone. It got delivered last Friday. It was a wrong phone. I contacted them on Friday being like, hey, I got given a wrong phone. And they were like, sorry, let's do the ticket and we'll, it's late, so, we'll see what we can do. And I was like, all right. Sounds fine. They were just checking with a supplier what's happening. And I was like, all right, fine. And then they'll check with a supplier. And then once they've established, yes, the wrong phone got delivered, then they'll, re-deliver my right phone. So they responded to me on Sunday, being like, oh, yeah, we're working out how to give you a refund, essentially. And then I responded being like, hey, I don't want a refund, I want the phone I bought. And then they responded by saying, what I said, I want the phone I bought, I don't want a refund because the sale's going to end and I've already used about one-time use vouchers in this. And then they were like, all right, we'll see if we can restore the voucher. And I'm here I'm really confused now. Does that mean you can't just send me the phone? What's going on here? So I followed up, they didn't respond to that day, so I responded the next day as well, and we even be like, hello. So I've seen you requested the return of an incorrect item. I've done that. What am I going to do now? And they've not responded, and the sale ends today. So I think I'm in a position right now where it's either I buy the phone again without one of the vouchers, or possibly getting another voucher from my friend, or I just wait and see what happens. Now, I'm kind of... It's only been a few days, but I'm kind of fed up, I suppose. More so that it's I'm more fed up with the fact that they're not telling me anything. Communication's a very important part for anything, to be honest. Because I'm if they just told me okay, yes, we're going to refund you, we'll try and get a voucher back, then I'd be like, alright, sure, I'm going to try and see if I can get a different voucher, and I'm also going to complain about the fact that I'm paying more. Or they were like, okay, we can just resend the phone. I'd be like, perfect, I won't have to do anything, I'll send back this phone and I'll wait for my actual phone to get delivered. But they told me nothing. So I'm just sitting here being like, wow, okay, I mean, the decision point is literally today at midnight. And I think probably what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ride it out and see what happens. If they give me a refund, or they start trying to give me a refund, I'm going to be like, hey, can you just send my phone? What is this? And they're if they buy it again, I'm going to be like, I'm not going to do that. The sale's over. This is your fault, not my fault. I'm amping myself up for it. Because I was spending some time deliberating. Because I was like, what if I just go to my friends and be like, hey, can I get another voucher, essentially? Does anyone have a spare voucher? And then maybe I'll get one. But I'm like, why would it? The worst case scenario is if I buy another phone, and then I'm like, okay, well now I've got two phones, and then there's complications with a refund. I'm like, then I'd spend £1,000 on another phone. That's ridiculous. I'm not doing it. As far as I'm concerned, I spent my money now. If I don't get the phone now, then sorry, Google. I guess I'll wait till next year or something. I'll probably maybe I'll return the case and the screen protector, or I'll give it to a friend. I don't really know. Or I'll just wait for the next sale. But it's I'm very confused of what's going on. Because surely this happens reasonably frequently. Them needing to issue refunds or resend items, right? I don't really know. The problem is now if I already opened the support things, do I bother trying to call them? I don't even know if Google support. Let's see actually. Google support call. If the lines are even open, to be honest. Is it Google? Not what I was looking for. Maybe it's Google Store support. Contact. Help, how can we contact you? Wrong item. And it says do bits, and then it says contact support, and I'm like, alright. But we're allowed to go through the... Oh, here we go. We're working on this support case for you. Oh, cool. I didn't actually realise I can see my ticket number essentially here, or case number. Last updated 1 day ago. That was me being like, hello. I don't know. So I'm kind of deciding now that like if they just give me a refund, then fine, whatever. Or just deal with a refund. I just won't have a phone. I'll just wait until next time. See if I can raise up enough to be like, hey, I've already paid for a phone. Just give me my phone. I'm surprised that was their first instinct as well. It wasn't like, do you want a refund or do you want a phone? Isn't that like what people usually do? Like, do you want store credit or something? But that's normally if you try and refund something, I think. More physically, right? I don't know. Yes, anyway. That's my update on the saga. That's my D&D update. Replacement. No, but like, why didn't you do the D&D story? There's not really much to say, because all of it which happened last session was rather sort of like inside baseball, in the sense that it was all very plot relevant things to that campaign, which becomes quite difficult to re-explain and give context for. I'm interested to see what we do. I think we're gonna, they're in the midst of another investigation. We'll certainly see how it goes with them. I don't know, can't tell us more, we'll help you get there. I don't know, why can't I see like the full ticket or something? Last updated 1 day ago, is that the right one? I don't know, but emails are confusing because the email is titled with the transcript title rather than the actual request. So, I don't know, I guess I'll just have to have faith in Google that they'll just like deliver me my phone or something at some point. If not, then, well, that's it. I know I've been talking about it a lot, but it's also like probably the most interesting thing which has happened within recent times. It's not like anything else particularly crazy is happening. Or there is stuff upcoming, but it's stuff where it's like I can't really tell you what it is, mainly because I don't know. You don't know my birthday's coming up, 2nd of September, and we're doing some sort of celebratory stuff essentially. Not just for a birthday, there's another one as well, but both these activities, it's a bit weird because they're both me-centric in a way. They're both to celebrate me, which is not really something, you know, certainly when I was younger, doing something like that, I'm like, I would be like, don't do that for me, you know, I don't want it, I reject it by the notion of it. And I think that's a very common thing, especially for like lower self-confidence or something. But now, you know, I am pretty self-confident, but it still feels like a little bit weird for me. So maybe I'm not as confident, as self-confident as maybe I think I am. It feels weird for people to do things for me. And I'm sure that's not a very uncommon thing. But I'm also like, on a logical scale, like, I like to do things for other people, right? So why, if, you know, you wanted to allow your friend to do something nice for you, why wouldn't you? Because they want to. Like, I reason my way out of the concept of being like, oh, they're doing it not like out of pity, but more like they don't genuinely want to do it, they're doing it out of obligation. You know, I'm logical enough to reason away from that, being like, no, they're my friend, you know, that's not how things work. Don't try and get in my own head about this, it doesn't make sense. I don't actively think this, by the way, but I think it's more of like a subconscious thing at this point. Where I'm like, it doesn't, I think probably the best way I'd put it, it's not about like, if someone does something for me, I'm not like, you. It's more like, it doesn't cross my mind that, or something like this. Because my friend was like, yeah, let's go out and celebrate, or something good which happened. And I was like, it's bad to say perhaps, but my initial instinct in my mind was like, why? And then I was like, obviously, because it would be a nice gesture, wouldn't it? So, you know, I think it's a good learning moment for me. Only I could turn something like this into like a learning moment. Just like a nice celebration where most people would be like, oh yeah, this is nice to, you know, have a good time with friends. Nice that they're organising it too, essentially. And here I am like, this is a deep philosophical learning moment for me. I need to grow as a person from this. That's obviously not, I'm obviously overthinking this. This is going far too, like, inside the weeds for no apparent reason. But it is curious. I guess it is making me sort of reflect on myself as a person. a younger me perhaps would reject this notion entirely, being like, we're not doing that. Or not even bring it up or something. And me right now is sort of just like, okay, sure, you know, I trust you. Let's see what happens, essentially. So yeah, I have no idea necessarily what we're planning. There's 2 things they're planning. One of them is an evening thing, which if I'm to call my shots, I assume the evening thing is basically like a nice dinner, a interesting dinner location. Mainly because I am the sort of person, I've spoken about before, I'm not like crazy about food or anything. But I do like interesting sort of gimmick-y things, is probably the best way to put it. That always feels the most fascinating to me. So I assume that evening is just like a nice dinner at an interesting location, which they were like, oh, that would appeal to Dear Darling through some means or another. Where do I put my phone? My phone's over here. I just had a thought, I'm like, where did I leave it? But that's my guess of evening. But then they also was like, okay, you know, for the actual birthday celebration, you need to book a whole day off. And I was like, I need to book a whole day off? And it has to be a weekday. It can't be a weekend. And I was like, okay. Oh, just dropped my controller. That's interesting. So I had done that. I booked, you know, the day off. They were like, pick a date. And I was like, okay, like one of these days maybe. And then we narrowed it down and I was like, okay, I'll book that day off. So I booked it off. I don't know what's happening. And I think a part of me as well also rejects the notion of surprise. But I think I found like a better middle ground when it comes to surprise, you know. It's not so much that I don't like to improvise, but I only like to improvise when I'm improvising, I guess is probably the way I'd put it. If someone else is doing it, I'm just like, don't do this. Instinctively in my mind and in my heart. And I'm like, I know that's wrong. That doesn't make sense. That is, in my opinion, a character flaw, which I'm overcoming. And I think this is a good way to do it. Because it's not like I don't trust my friends. Like, especially one of my friends, very good at organising things. I would trust him wholeheartedly to organise things. I think it's a combination of that, being surprised, and it's a celebratory thing for me, which makes it feel a bit weird. Like, it's sort of like things where previously, in my past, I would have been like, no, I hate this. Where now I'm like, no, I don't hate this. But I'm still not like, you know, I wasn't born loving it. There's a real deep dive into my personal life here. It's like I'm sitting in a psychiatrist chair or something. So yeah, I mean, maybe my mileage may vary. Maybe the actual thing will happen. I'll be like, I hate this. Let's never do this again. But I don't think so. And I like to think I trust my friends more than that. Anyway, so it's a whole day activity. I don't know what it is. I was actually trying to think about it. I don't want to like read into it too much. But if you don't know, we do like these birthday things for each other like each year. Some of them have been spoiled. I'm not told them in all the ways that they spoiled things. But I think, I'm not going to toot my own horn. It is sometimes difficult to get things past me. Sometimes, not all the time. Or perhaps better put, I have a good read on some of my friends, so maybe I'd be able to predict. But not all the time. Like, I remember one of the times my friends very much gave away that they did something, which, without me, and you might be like, oh, did you feel insecure about that? No. Like, I was like, obviously, they're planning something for my birthday. And I found it really funny at a moment. Because my friend was basically like, oh, they were talking about like a new thing, which was at one of my friend's house. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you did this sort of thing. And then like another friend was like, oh yeah, you know, it was really cool. We saw it. And I was like, when did you see it? He just didn't answer me. I'm calling him out here. I thought it was very, very funny. Because at that point I was like, oh, you know, if anything, I was flattered. By it. So I was kind of just like, oh, you know, that's interesting. I guess I just found it very endearing. I'm trying to draw like a shh face, but I can't make it not look like a middle finger, which is a bit not what I wanted. So looks like this. Okay, wait, we can do that. Kind of looks like a thumbs up. So yeah, I don't want to go like too crazy with predictions. Maybe I'll get it right, maybe I'll get it wrong, I don't know. But I think it kind of ruins the surprise if I'm... Because I know myself. Like, does it matter at the end of the day too much what it actually is? No, as long as I enjoy it. And I trust my friends to choose something I would enjoy. But if I set myself a goal being like, current, like, objective, produce guesses for what activity is, I'm gonna, like, optimize it too hard, in a sense. Well, I'm gonna, like, try to be too try hard about it, because I'm just like, well, it's a goal and I've got to achieve this goal. I guess it unconsciously happened anyway, because I was thinking about it, just being like, I wonder what they chose, because it's not usually when it's someone's birthday we will like just go out and the person whose birthday it is will choose what we're doing. So most years I choose that we'll go to like, normally we go to like eat a meal at a place which we don't usually go to, or like I've got as a recommendation for a friend, and then I normally be like, let's go to the theatre, essentially, because I like watching musicals and stuff like that. So I think I've done that every year, like I don't remember what I did last year. Hamilton, was it? I can't remember anymore. One of the years was Hamilton, one of the years was The Playback Goes Wrong. There was another one year, but I can't even remember now what we did. So the plan is still to do that, which is interesting. Like, we're still going to go out and do that, but just on a different day. So I'm very curious of what requires the entire day from me to do. Because there's not many things which would require a full day activity. Like, I can't imagine it's going to be a very active thing. It's not like I'm known for being particularly active. So maybe it's a creative thing? Weirdly, a thing in my mind, which I was like, maybe this is a possibility. My friend mentioned once that there was like a spider farm sort of thing where you can go and you can like hold tarantulas or something. And we were going to go because my friend's scared of spiders to like conquer his fear. But then it like shut down or something. And we were like, oh, whatever. So maybe it's like a day trip to something strange like that. The alternative, maybe it's like to some sort of artsy, fashion-y thing. I think that'd be pretty cool. The thing is, the scale of these things are meant to be like small and affordable. Like, we're not meant to be doing something to like break the bank. And often there's like a project, quote quote, tied to these sort of things. So I don't know. I mean, it might not even be a London thing. Maybe I'm just literally going to one of my friends' houses and then they're doing something ambiguous. I genuinely don't know. But the thing is, specifically a day, and it has to be a weekday, is very interesting. Because that strikes me as kind of weird. Maybe it's to throw me off, in which case they did a very good job at throwing me off, but it did strike me as strange, being like, hey, dear darling, can you take a weekday off? And I was like, huh? So yeah, I genuinely am not entirely sure. If I were to make like a Hail Mary guess, it'd be something to do along with that like petting zoo like thing for insects, animals or whatever. I don't know, something strange like that. Because the thing is, like, you can tell how like try hard I was about it, even just like casually think about it. It's like, it was a weekday, they let me choose a day, so it needs to be something flexible. It can't be something which is like has to be on a given day, organised. Presumably it's something I'm booking. I think, actually, now I've just thought about it, I think probably what it is probably a craft workshop of some kind. Or we're probably making something. I'm not sure. But I guess it takes a whole day. Which is both a scary and a fun thought. That probably is why it has to be a weekday as well, because those probably aren't on weekends most of the time. A dance class could be really interesting. I don't know what I'd think about that necessarily. I don't think they would do something active. But I might be wrong. I'm going to have a great time looking back at this and seeing what happens. Like, I mean, one of the days, one of the mysterious things, I can tell you, it will happen next week. The other mysterious thing will happen much later on. On my actual birthday weekend by itself, I should probably see if I can do something. But then I'm just like, that's so many things. That's like 3 different things I'm doing, celebrating for me. And me inside, I'm like, that's too much. Maybe. But I do want to do these things, so I don't know. Time to, get with it. Anyway, I'm going to round this episode off here, I think. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.